Hello and happy Monday on this June 20th, right? We're on June 20th, Monday.
Yes, we are.
Thanks for joining us, right? Because yesterday was June 19th, but today we are celebrating it as a national holiday, or
yes, I think it's a federal holiday that was signed
federal
in.
holiday. There you go.
2 years
Because
ago.
it's not national quite yet. I think 50 or half the states, 50% of the states are involved with it. So
All I know is banks are closed today.
banks are closed, post offices are closed.
The rate
and-
lock desk is closed.
Right. So no closings really happened today.
Yeah, most of the title companies seem to be closed.
But we're open. And
We're
we're here. We're here. Yes, we did have a little snafu last week. We tried this without Elio. Now we know how important he is, even more than before. So we're glad he's back. He had a good time in Puerto Rico. Anyways, thank you for joining us on the Rabell Realty Group podcast I'm Kristen Rabell.
I'm Rebecca Johnson.
I almost said I'm Kristen Rebecca. You know me, Kristen, always making those funny little mistakes. All right. Well, this weekend also, we had Happy Father's Day. So happy Father's Day to all you great dads out there, including Elio and our parents, our fathers. So thank you. We were, it was a nice, blissful weekend, I could say.
Yeah.
So yeah, hopefully everybody had a great time with their dads and husbands and brothers and everybody that they know are loving fathers. So let's get it. Do we have our Monday market moment? All right, let's do
Fingers
it.
crossed. All right, so let's take a look at the numbers for North Central Florida. Whoops, sorry, my microphone just fell. It's like I feel like it's last week all over again for myself over here. All right, so let's start with Gainesville, Alachua County. So far for the month of June, which we are on the 20th day, we have 125 that are currently active that have come on since June 1st, with 188 pending so far for the month of June and 204 closed.
Wow, we are so far behind Tampa. Look at the difference in the numbers.
I feel like we used to have more.
A lot more. I think Gainesville is just really low on the activity, as you can see, low on the active. So, I think more so than the other areas. Although, remember last year we were in the thousands, and we have not hit the thousands in Tampa, and we were way higher with Ocala. So, we are definitely in that low inventory year. Like it's continual. So something that
it's really
just
interesting
to be aware
for
of.
Gainesville because there was an article for all of our Gainesville locals that was in the Sun talking about how they actually collected over 9% more in property taxes. The article was more about how they're not reducing the millage rate, just so everybody knows. You should go check out the article.
We're not getting lower property taxes.
Even though they're collecting more, we're not getting a lower millage rate, unlike the smaller municipalities typically do, like Newberry was mentioned specifically. But anyways, besides the point, never mind the increase in budget for them, a lot of that was attributed to new construction. So it's really interesting because we typically do have a lot more closings this time of year in other years past.
Right.
So
June is usually the hottest month after April.
Yeah,
so
April and June.
The fact that we're, closed only
200
or 204 in the 20th day, we only have 10 more days. So,
it's concerning, but it is, just an inventory supply
it's
issue.
eye-opening. It goes into that whole conversation of, the rates have risen, does that mean that the so-called bubble is going to pop or there's going to be a crash? Well, while we see this low inventory, it's probably not going to happen. So I just have to say, buy now, because you can always, the rates will come back down and
you refinance. That's what Dave Ramsey says.
And right, that's what a lot of people say. But we showed that Dave Ramsey little clip. If you all could hear it last time, and it's just buy now because everybody's waiting. But that you might be waiting for 5-10 years before it kind of drops, and it's probably not going to drop to what we saw in 2011 and 2013. So I really doubt it.
An interesting fact. We've been doing real estate so long that rates were commonly in the sevens when we started.
Yes.
So to us, it's not crazy
and
to sell
in
in
that
this
same
market.
year, that same market, the prices were really high also, so they really weren't that much lower. They were probably around the same prices now.
We're just suffering from some sticker shock right now, but it really does.
We got that free money for a long time, and so the low rates, it was beautiful. when you refinance at 4 because you've gone in at 6, you'll feel really good. And then when 3.5 or 3 comes around, you refinance again.
Very true. Yeah. So jumping down to the Tampa Hillsborough area, they've got 615 active so far that are still in the market for the month of June, with 648 pending and 572 closed.
So much for the top city in America.
That's really interesting. Their actives are starting to outpace their closing, which has not happened recently. Usually they're close, but this one, the actives are starting to outnumber them. So interesting. We'll have to keep an eye on that market. Ocala, Marion, they've got 342 active. 368 pending. Sorry, reading. It's summer. I forgot how to read. And closed 353.
I mean, look at that. The active and close are super close. So we kind of talked about that about 2 weeks ago, that they were really close.
Super jealous that Ocala has more to sell than Gainesville. But it's fine. We won't hold it against you. You guys, everybody gets their time in the spotlight.
Right.
We
still sell there, so.
I know. St. Augustine. Now remember, theirs are collective. It's not just June 1st.
For the actives, right.
For the actives. So this is collectively, they have 97 currently on the market, which is still higher than it has been.
Yeah, I would say so.
With 21 pending and 31 closed.
That's a lot of closed.
For them in that small area, because we're only looking at the beaches area. Mm-hmm. That's the shape of it, in case you were wondering. Anyways, over here's Anastasia Park.
We're looking at it in our brains.
Yes. Right. And anyways, what I've noticed in there, because I do follow that market as well pretty closely, is that they've had a lot of price reductions.
Yes.
And I mean sizable ones that I've noticed in the last 30 days. So
you're not only seeing it, like what you're saying is you'll see the price reduced actively. So they're active condos and homes that have price reductions. It's not just what you're kind of seeing in other areas is that they're closing lower than what they originally listed for. But now you don't see that so much in Gainesville, but you're definitely seeing it over there, where every time we get a new listing, it's a lowered price listing. Like they've lowered the price. So it's not an active new, it's an active lowered price listing. So we're seeing them back off of some of those really crazy high beach prices. We're definitely seeing that. Yeah.
Well, very good.
All right. Nice little roundabout of the 4 areas that we focus on, seeing the active, pending, and closed. So let's get into the next thing. So I really like this. I think this is great. Another way to thank Governor DeSantis for bringing this in, starting at June 1st. I saw that eye roll or that
No. I was just thinking.
All right. So if you are,
they're like, love him or hate him, he is doing things to help Floridians.
He's trying to do this. And this is Florida, like the Florida Realtors Association has been backing this up and trying to get this passed and a part of our real estate industry for a while now. So this is really great. So it's for firefighters, police officers, EMTs, law enforcement, like anything around that. You can actually go on their website and find out there's 100 eligible occupations. So if you're like a radiologist or a sonographer and you don't make a lot of money, you can use this program. It's also for active military, veterans, although you have the VA loan. It's mostly for first-time home buyers. So if you're a first-time home buyer, this is for you. And you're in one of these 100 occupations, and they're the hometown heroes.
Is realtor on there?
No. They're also
what about property
for
manager?
Teachers, is what I understand. Now, I'm looking through it. I'm not finding that, but, I did find it. You can also be the school therapist, right? So there's quite a few. You can go on. I'll tell you what their website is in a few.
Or better yet, we'll post it in the comments.
Sure,
so
we can post it in the comments. Here it is: classroom teacher, career specialist, librarian, media specialist, school counselor, school worker, school psychologist, things like that. So it's not just anyone working in the healthcare or law enforcement, firefighter, things like that. These are hometown heroes. These are people who've been through, especially through the pandemic, have been through a lot, are potentially changing careers because it's become so hard for them. So what DeSantis has done is it's $100 million program, and it's used towards a down payment and closing costs up to 5% of the loan or $25,000. So think about that. Each person could get up to $25,000 if that's 5% of the loan. So you do have to be a first-time home buyer unless you're an active military or a veteran. Stay-at-home mom, Susan, is not on there at all.
You are not a stay-at-home mom.
Although I almost wonder if you are teaching your child from home, if that could,
homeschooling parent.
Right, the homeschooling parent could apply to this. But, you have to be a first-time home buyer, unless you're a veteran or an active military.
I think stay-at-home moms are hometown heroes, Susan.
Yes, we agree with you as well. So the fact is that you can get assistance with your down payment and your closing costs, which is really huge. So, we know that the rates have risen, and if it's looked daunting to purchase your first house, this is a very helpful way. There's a couple of things. You can't make more than a certain amount. So yes, a physician is on here, but we all know physicians make a lot of money. Dentist is on here. They make a lot of money. The website will say that. I would say if you are already actively looking for a home and you're a first time home buyer and you come up in any of these programs, if you're any of these careers, talk to your lender, because there are over 100 major lenders. Actually, it's 1,000 lenders involved in the program to start. If your lender is not in this program and you are in one of these careers, reach out to us. We will send you the ones that are. A lot of the local lenders that we use, actually all of them have this program. So at least Gainesville local lenders, and there's a couple in these other areas that we use. They are also the preferred lenders in these programs. They have access to this program. Great way as a first-time home buyer to be able to afford a home in this atmosphere that we're feeling, with the low inventory. Yes, you're still going to have to find something, but it can be affordable for you. There's also those other programs that some of our lenders have talked about, and they probably have both of these. See which one's better for you. But the other one is like the keys to close, the cash to close. We
know Landmark Mortgage Planners is using Ribbon, which is
right.
Which is basically like
similar,
paying cash.
Right, you're paying cash. I don't know if you can use both of them together, but you can certainly find out what is best for you. If you want to, you go on FHFC. So let's see.
Well, this link that you're reading is already in the comments.
Perfect.
For everybody.
FloridaHousing.org. And then that will take you to the Hometown Heroes. So you'll find a lot more about it. There's a lot of links in there, finding out if you're eligible, finding if your income and purchase price limits. And there's other home buyer loan programs here as well. So you can find out if your lender that you've been working with or find the right one for you works with this Hometown Heroes program. So you'll hear a lot about it. We're, not the first to talk about it. It's 20 days in, but we are hearing more and more about it every day. So we wanted to share it with you.
That's right.
Do you want to take a break?
Yes. Yes.
Let's take a break, and we'll come back and talk more real estate.
Don't sign any paperwork. If you have water go everywhere in the middle of the night and they come out to, suck it up, dry it out, don't sign anything at that moment. Talk to your agent first. A lot of the times they will have you sign something called an assignment of benefits, and what that does is it signs your rights over. You're giving your policy to that contractor, and they are now you. They are acting for you. You have no more rights. I can't help you with your claim. They are representing you. You have to wait for them whenever you get on their schedule. Also have somebody dealing with that right now. Didn't call me first. Hey, I'm trying to get my roof replaced. This company won't call me back. What do I do? I don't know. You signed that piece of paper. Didn't talk to me first. I can't help you. They kind of act like an attorney would. So never sign anything. Talk to your insurance company before you sign anything.
All right, that was Carrie Ward. She actually came a couple weeks ago and did a presentation, an hour-long presentation at our office about the insurance, what do you want to call it, calamity? But, she's been on here.
Calamity is an excellent word to describe what's happening in the insurance world.
She was on here recently for us, so we've worked with her a lot on dealing with, how to get insurance and how to keep insurance. What happens when your insurance company tells you have to replace your roof or your water heater, or they're going to drop you because they have become insolvent, or they're dropping you because you have an old roof and now you have to 15-year-old roof, and now you have to get it removed or, replaced. So
like a bad boyfriend. It's not me, it's you. You need a new roof. You need this. Hopefully Carrie will come back on.
Yeah, we're definitely going to have her back on. We have her in the office a lot too.
You're that Carrie, you don't have a choice.
Yeah, you're going to have to be here, Carrie. Actually, I don't think she's on. She's on a phone call. She wrote me and said she's sorry for missing this. She usually does watch this, so we appreciate her. But yeah, Carrie Ward from Darshakow. If you have any insurance questions or needs, call her. She is the girl. She is the one you want to call because she has all the information, and she needs a good call every once in a while, by the way. Sent her some flowers last week when yet another insurance company became insolvent in Florida. So, yep, there you go.
They probably
Susan says, reach out to your insurance agents. They probably need a hug.
They're having a hard year.
Yes. I mean, it blankets onto us, but they're the first ones to hear the bad news and then have to sort of fix it and then let us know, as much as they can. But she's trying to be the best superhero she can. So let us know if you need her information again. We'll post it up. But she's a great agent to call when you have any insurance questions or needs. All right. So,
finally, a lighter topic.
Yeah, let's go to the lighter topic for a little bit. Backyard makeover tips. That's a fun one. So what are people doing these days?
If you live in Florida, you are still in preheat mode.
Yeah, so that fireplace is probably not what you're sitting in front of.
Yeah, people who are new to the state, welcome. We are still preheating. We are not quite to our peak temperature.
You're probably also calling Mosquito Joe and getting the mosquitoes removed. They have this really cool thing that you put in, and you could push a button and it'll
I remember
spray.
He was on.
Right, it'll spray. You don't have to have them come spray.
Yep.
And it's like set in strategical parts in your backyard. If you're having a party, you can call them. We've had Jason of Mosquito Joe on here, talking about this great, and I love it. I use it. I don't use that one, but I use their monthly spray, and it definitely reduces the mosquitoes in the area. And don't worry, it's safe for your dogs, your kids. It's actually safe for horses and other livestock. Just don't go lick the grass, or the plants right afterwards. But they do ask you to remove yourself when you're pushing the button or spraying, actually more for the spray.
You hear that, kids? Mm-hmm. Don't eat grass.
So I would say starting off with Florida backyard makeover tips.
Yes.
Grab Mosquito Joe. This is like a free ad for them.
Him. Just
right. Call them and have them, spray out there because the mosquitoes are rough when it starts raining in this muggy weather.
And it rains almost every day. So,
thank goodness for our plants. Not in every area. Definitely not in hail. We had like a sprinkle. It's like, yes, my plants are going to get wetter. No, it was 2 seconds.
When they were on, they specifically mentioned the thing that sprays for being near barns and stuff. So, but yeah, good thing.
So what backyard makeover tips did you read?
So I don't remember. That was last week, but I could tell. I mean, let's just start with the basics. You know me. Why don't you start with cleaning your backyard? Grab your rake. That's the kind with all the spikes on it that you dig into the ground, and then you get those great paper bags from Home Depot and you throw all the leaves. That will start by eliminating a lot of the mosquitoes. I would say freshen up your annuals or your plants in general. Not having a bush that's like overgrown and crazy, trim them up and keep them manicured. Trees, I'll tell you,
trimming the trees. We are in the season, the hurricane season, where we need to.
Oh yeah, we should probably talk about hurricane season. At some point.
Right. Well, we did, but we should talk about it again.
Pole saws are a lot of fun. I will tell you, when you're short and you're on your tippy toes on the ladder, cutting down limbs, I'm like, you've never lived.
You are a little crazier than I am. I will not do that.
But yeah, cleaning it up, it will, make the space transform. And I know everybody's like, it's hot. Do it in the morning. Get out there at 7 a.m. on a Saturday, wake up the neighbors and be like, it's time to party.
I mean, I don't think it's like fire pit season yet, but I know a lot of people are, if you're in a shady area and you just cannot grow sod, do not go and buy sod in the spring and hope that by now it's going to, start looking great, because it is not. So we always suggest to rip out whatever dead, weeds and sod that you have and create like a little cabana area or a little fire pit area, Or even, you can create, shade trees are beautiful if you can find the best shade trees. And maybe we could talk about that next week because we love plants. But, create a little stone, area where you can put down your favorite, stones and or tiles or whatever, brick paver area, and put some potted plants out there so you can change them around as the weather changes.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of what they have in the picture, actually, where it's got space in between. But I've watched a lot of really neat TikToks. Sorry.
So I'm going to say I don't love this unless it's the AstroTurf because you get all the weeds that come up.
Yeah,
and then if you don't have
maintenance psycho, so mine would not get weedy, but
okay, so most people get weedy, and then also you're going to see that if you don't have, remember I'm in Hales, so that we have a lot of trees, so there's no grass in the back, so I couldn't do this because it would just be dirt.
Yeah, I'm a big fan. I love AstroTurf. I've walked by
so AstroTurf, that would be really cute.
But I'm a big fan of these, even with rocks in between. You just have to put your barrier down and actually put cardboard under your barrier to help. If you're not somebody that enjoys yard work, that'll help delay the inevitable of weeds coming up. But mulch, I think, is a really simple fix for sprucing up your backyard. And I've fought that for years. But I'll tell you what, like remulching once a year will make you love your backyard and make it feel fresh and pretty.
Yeah. So I don't like the red mulch. I like more of like a natural
Nobody likes
brown
red
mulch.
And if
no,
you like
they use it all the time.
No.
You're like, nope. We do not approve.
Or let me see, if you're young, I'll say, call me. My kid was holding the phone like this when he said he was calling the fire department.
Okay.
Instead of like the old school way we did.
It's like this.
I know.
Right.
I know. It's so weird.
Changing. So I don't know. These are some great backyard makeover tips, but what do you think people are doing right now with, I know a lot of people are, because I'm talking to all the handymen. And they're not fixing it up necessarily to sell it. I see, we're seeing again, like just like back, 2 years ago when the pandemic started, Lowe's is selling, a lot of supplies.
Enjoy it.
Yeah,
that's
fixing
what I
it
never
up
understand.
and enjoying it.
Don't fix your home up to sell it. Unless you're selling it, then you should call us. But if you should always fix your home up while you live there to enjoy.
So I'm finding a lot of people are doing like bathroom renovations, and kitchen renovations, and they're getting these like fun new, kitschy little tile, and they'll tile on the floor separate from the walls and then separate from like your little niches, stoned countertops and, or getting the vanities that are like one piece with the stone on top.
I'm not going to lie. I'm kind of relieved to see granite going away.
Yeah, it's been going away for a while. I think people are still getting granite. They're just going outside of that builder grade
not all the
granite.
Hype that it was like for some. Sure. I'm sorry. If
now it's just quartz, so it's the same thing.
Yes, that's true. But I feel like, there's more variety of quartz, I think. But there's a lot of variety of granite. It just depends on how much you want to spend.
Granite is a lot more expensive in terms of when you get into the variety. Because remember, there's like the builder grade granite that people use.
And all these different uniquenesses.
And so that's what we're bored of, the builder grade granite. We've seen it for years now. And that's what's kind of going out of style. Except in rentals. You're seeing those in rentals now.
Yeah, sorry. Nobody cares about rentals. Let's throw that in there. It's fine.
The PM girl.
I know. It's true. I feel qualified to say that. If there's granite, honestly, we have one and it has tile counters and I'm like, who cares? They're in great shape.
Well, we don't know if anybody's listening other than Susan, but throw in what you would love to do to your house or what you're doing to your house right now. What are your favorite makeovers?
What's a makeover on a budget? Under $500?
Ooh, yeah. Sure.
Challenge. Post what you would do if you had $500 to.
There we go. I like it.
Preferably your backyard, but and if you're a plant person, I'm sorry that money was gone already. Plants are expensive.
They are.
Phone a friend for some clippings. That's what I would do. Taylor Brown,
you were talking about that.
If you're watching this, I want some of those orchid clippings, the cactus orchids that he was posting all month.
Nice. Yeah.
So
yeah, type in what you would do with $500, and I want some really nice quality wallpaper. Oh, Carrie's on.
Who's gonna put it up?
She might.
Oh my gosh,
her husband. She's gonna get her husband to put it up.
Oh my gosh.
I don't know. Wallpaper is really cute.
I like wallpaper. Back. It doesn't bother me, but it's a lot of work. Ugh.
I don't know if that's gonna be $500 though. That's like one wall.
Yeah.
A little bathroom. Right. Yeah. I'd love to see your choices, Carrie. But you've got some
post
cute
some
ones.
Options. We'll give opinions.
All right. Well, thank you. All right. Well, we'll come back next week and we'll see if anybody's posted things. We'll have our favorite $500 updates.
I'll have to think about it.
We'll bring some back. One last little thing. It's up here, so let's bring that up. This could be like a really long topic or a really short topic.
It's going to be a short topic today.
It's going to be a short topic. So how many of you have dealt with square foot differences in between when you bought it and then when your appraiser appraises it? Right. So that's because there are a couple of different techniques on getting the appraisal. Now, getting the square footage. Now, we know when you work with the builder has like a floor plan and they say
which is the only way I trust it.
1,900 square feet. But then when they pour it, it's within, it's a little more, 5%, difference. So it could be a little less, a little higher. And then the appraiser goes in. Well, there's something called the American National Standards Institute, which is what you see up here, ANSI Home Measurement Standards. And Fannie Mae, as of April 1st, has decided that this is going to be their standard for appraisals. Now, granted, Fannie Mae is not your only lender, but this lender is going to require the ANSI, yes, I said that correctly, standards for measurement. And that means, so we'll just give you an example. I'll just give you an example. So your bottom floor is 1,000 square foot. I know, small house, right? And your top floor is 6.9 feet high. So say it's like a little loft area. Mm-hmm. And you have been told when you purchased that house that's included in your square footage. But anything less than 7 feet tall is not included. So in those situations, they would not be. Now, we're not seeing a lot of houses like that. Most houses have like 8 feet, as their roof height.
Homes,
but these older homes, right. So that would not be included if it's under 7 feet. So you might have some houses that come up a little smaller when they appraise it than what you were told or what you saw on the property appraiser. And the property appraiser does not have these same standards. So it's however the property appraiser has measured your property.
You know how the property appraiser does it.
Well, they're usually only outside, so they're usually only measuring outside.
Drives by, takes a picture.
So it only applies to single family housing. So it doesn't apply to condos or commercial property or apartments. It's from the exterior walls that includes an area on each floor above grade based on exterior measurements, including stairwells, but not every open area. And then again, the standard minimum ceiling height is 7 feet. In second story areas with sloped roofs, living area starts at 5 feet on the slope and 50% or more of the ceiling has to be 7 feet or above. So you're going to see some differentiations, but this is just one of the lenders. Just so if you start seeing these discrepancies, know that, well, because there are many different types of standards and only one lender has decided to take on one of these as their standard.
I can't wait until they ask us to start measuring houses.
I think they're going to, because think about it, Stellar, now that we're in Stellar MLS, we are required to provide the living room, the master, and the kitchen, which is always astounding to me because who measures their kitchen? So just so you know, most of us don't like to measure in Gainesville. We were never really told to measure. Kind of stuff. So if our seller gives us the measurements of each room, we will use those. But I would say if you're a buyer, bring your own measuring tape.
And you care about that?
And you care about that, you're not going to have.
Yes.
Oh, look at you, Susan, coming up. Pressure wash the house and driveway and those windows. And that soft pressure washing of your roof. Yeah.
That'll make your house look like
that. Actually is really nice when you go to sell your house and it's like you either paint it or you pressure wash. And when you pressure wash, it looks like it's painted. So, some tips of the trade. So there you go. Information. Thank you for joining us today. Hopefully we'll see you next week. And enjoy your summer months, your Juneteenth Monday, and your real estate knowledge from Kristen and Rebecca.
I'm just counting down for the 4th of July. I don't know.
Yeah, there you go.
It's like my favorite holidays.
Coming up soon.
All right. So if you have a property that you are not wanting to sell.
Christmas, by the way.
Gross. Gross.
Just kidding.
Now my brain is like hurting. All right. So if you have a property that you don't want to sell because you like making passive income, but you don't want the headache of making the tenants cry as you collect the rent, you could call me. I'm happy to do that for you. I did. I'm so sorry. I made somebody cry today. Anyways, we'll take care of that for you. We'll be your leasing agent, accountant, repairman, inspector, and overall landlord. So just give us a call. Overlord. That's right.
She'll be your overlord.
352-213-6410.
All right. And if you're looking to join a team or get into real estate, or maybe change your real estate career, or again, you're moving into Gainesville, Tampa, Ocala, or St. Augustine, and you're looking for a real estate company because you have to hang your license with a broker, you can call us at 559-8820 or email join@buysellrebell.com.
And if you can't get enough of Kristen and Rebecca and the entire Rabell Realty Group crew, you can find us online at Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, LinkedIn, and Google My Business.
Yeah. So like and subscribe our YouTube page. Thank you. And also, did you know we have a blog? We do. Yay. And usually this information shows up on our blog at buysellrebell.com/blog. Lots of information about Gainesville and the surrounding areas.
And we would like to thank the Fiesta Media for producing this podcast and all of our others. It wasn't
produced last week. It was rough.
We know we knew that was going to be rough. We didn't even know what to do. So, anyways, thank you to the Fiesta Media for all that they do for us. If you are interested in a podcast of your own, you should reach out to them at 352-327-5089. Susan, you've got me in stitches over here. Thank you for that text message.
All right. And join us next week, every Monday at 2 p.m. We will be here again, live, Facebook, and on YouTube, Rabell Realty Podcast. Thank you. See you all next week. Bye.